All right, guys, we are live. I'm going to do a little work over here on Dogtown Ag this evening. And of course, answer your questions and just in general have fun playing with toy tractors tonight. All right, there we go. Now I need to just kind of adjust this a hair. What we're working on. There we go, kind of like that. Move that out of the way just to look a little nicer. So we're going to be working on this area, guys. And it'll be fun. What's up, Connor? Haven't seen you in a bit. What's up, CW? Malachi, MF Farms, Cam. What's up, everybody? Um, yeah, so working on this part. So this is ultimately where fuel tanks and probably chem tanks and things of that nature are going to be. So that's what's going to be going here. Kind of interesting. Rainy Virgin Islands. Nice. Hey, we got a rain today. Not much, but we got a rain. We'll take it. And then there's a chance for some thunderstorms here before too long. So, which is nice because the forecast a couple days ago was dry for the next week, and we need some rain. It's something terrible. It's going to slow harvest up for everybody, but I think everybody take a little bit of rain right now. So, not gonna complain. I don't think. But yeah, I imagine you're Virgin Islands, you're dealing with hurricane situation, right? Is that that'd be what you're dealing with there, Chris? I would say. So it's probably a bit breezy as well. I'm just painting the caps on these hopper cone tanks, whatever they are. I shot a fresh coat of paint on these because I'd kind of gotten them a little bit messy when we were moving and everything that was going on, trying to get Dogtown built out here, and so they needed a fresh coat of blue. And then, of course, they needed a fresh coat on the cap here. There we go. Let's get those touched up. All right, what's up, Jackson Block? How's it going? Self-propelled sugar beet harvester, so I can have it for a sugar beet harvester for the possible Lafayette display. Like the sounds of that, Connor. I like the sounds of that a lot. Yeah, getting hit with a tropical storm right now, man. Well, be safe there, Chris. Geez, holy cow. Yeah, Definitely don't have to deal with tropical storms here in balmy central Illinois, as you are well aware of. But they're talking some pretty decent storms later. So what's up, Avoid? So I don't know. So here's what's going on. We've got this area here, guys, and I've got things to consider. So we can use, honestly, as much of this ungrassed, ungraveled area that we need to use here. Um, the two concerns. One is I want to make sure I have good sight lines this way and this way for photos and videos. And then two, I also don't want to be reaching over tall things too much and bumping them and knocking them over. So now this whole table, as you guys know, rolls around. I can spin it, turn it, do anything I need to do with it. So to some extent, if I'm reaching over something and knocking something over, it's my own fault. But still, it's those things you got to think about a little bit when you're working on your display. It's part of the reason on the Dogtown Farms, which is actually where the camera's sitting right now. It's part of the reason the shop is so close to the edge of the table is because I didn't want to be leaning into the shop, bumping into things, setting things up. Even though I would have probably liked to have had a little bit more room there to have for the yard and all that sort of thing. But that's kind of one of the things you got to deal with when you're modeling farm toys or when you're modeling a farm toy display, or at least that's the things I tell myself you have to deal with. So there is that. Any easy mods you can do to your case quad track. It's not high detail model or anything. Just curious. Absolutely. So you can make yourself some pretty inexpensive handrails using straight pins, paper clips, something like that. Just bend them to the shape and size you need, glue them on. Super easy modification that really dresses up those quad tracks a bunch. That'd be the first thing I do. And then if you have any spare styrene around, you know, little strips or anything like that, you could always make yourself some flasher bars for it too. The blue dot, yeah, sure, I'll get that out here in just a second if I can reach it from here. What if you make a corner grass spot where you put implements that aren't in the shop or the field? I do like the idea of that. And in fact, kind of over here where this grass is going to be, I've got some grass down and I've got a little bit of dirt and mud and some gravel in. And that's actually where some of the anhydrous wagons, these guys, are going to park permanently. So they'll be out on display that way. So let's see if I can grab this ram back here. There you go. I did not build that, by the way. That was a buddy of mine. So, but it's pretty cool little outfits. I love, you know, custom trucks and stuff like that, and it's all good. I do have a video on flashers for anyone who wants to check that out and do a pretty much simple and inexpensive modification to, and you know, it'll work on any tractor. So definitely check that out. One of the farm science review this week. That's nice. Any toys or deal that are a deal I should look for that you've liked? Well, I mean, you know, I like every toy on the planet, so that's difficult. It seems like there are some deals to be found right now on some of the older, the authentic John Deere tractors. So that's something I would maybe keep and hunt out for. It seems like some of the, you know, like 4450s or whatever. Now the front wheel assist ones, I think those are pretty much still going really well. But it seems like there's some deal on some of the authentics out there. When did Ertl make the Farmall Cub you got recently? So that's been out for a while, and I honestly don't know when, but I would say that tractor's 15 to 20 years old anyway. Do I have a ZR5 round baler? I do not. Oh, I just, it's on the other side of the room. I don't want to say finished, but I just got together a square baler kit that I got from somewhere around the way. Kind of still going to add a few details, I think, to it, but it turned out pretty cool. Wish I'd have brought that over here and showed that, but I forgot. A hay baler. It's green, John Deere. It's got a... Yep. So, that's it. I'm good. Wifey to the rescue. Yeah, check that out, guys. That's a pretty neat little outfit. Like I said, I got to figure out how to detail it. I want to run some chains back here on the chute and all of that, hopefully. I feel like maybe it's just the computer feed. I don't know. I feel like my screen is really fuzzy and soft. Looks good on TV? Okay, good. All right. So anyway, there's this guy. I don't know. Like I said, not 100% sure where I got that. It was a kit along the way, all 3D printed. But pretty cool little baler. That's going to go on the display. I make custom 1/64 trucks. Have any ideas? Oh, I don't know. Have fun. Make what you like. If you like it, somebody else will too. I guarantee it. Oh, you got the Meyer wagons and truck set today. Cool. Those are nice, aren't they? Good afternoon, Sean. How are you? Have you seen a Valtra tractor? Not in real life, I haven't. I mean, I know they exist, but I've never seen one in person. Do you know if the new Deere 9Rs have gone down in price yet? Not yet. No, they're still selling pretty strong. The 9Rs are. think I have like 2 or 3 left, but I don't imagine they'll last much past National. And then I will officially be out. Oh, like I said, here is... Now, these tanks are not even close to done. Uh, in fact, this one's going to have to get stripped and repainted because the paint ran on it, which is just sometimes the way it goes. But we got to figure out if this side's where we're going to fuel, which makes sense, really. But from a photo standpoint, it actually makes sense to have these here and fuel on this side where I'm sitting. So there's that. And it's, we've got options here. So obviously these are huge fuel tanks, maybe a bit overkill, but on a big operation like this, especially when it comes time to harvest and things like that, going to go through a lot of fuel. So got a new 9R for 22 today. Okay, yeah, so I've been seeing them. Yeah, I've been seeing the wheeled ones. I think we've been selling the wheeled ones for 23 at the shows. And then I think tracks are 25 or 7. I don't remember for sure. I'm completely out of the track tractors, though. Only have the wheeled ones left. And I may just do some custom work on some of those. I just drew up, if any of you guys are on the Discord channel, I just drew up a realistic rear end for the 9R tractor, with like hitch and quick hitch and all that stuff, just because I've got some other projects I need those for, and so I'm going to try to get some of those printed before National, but we'll see. Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. I think they're going to be popular for quite a while. We'll see. But and another thing we're still kind of dealing with is, as silly as it sounds, is supply chain issues to some extent. A lot of tractors are not coming full orders at a time. They're only kind of trickling out from Ertl and SpecCast both, and so that's causing some issues, and I think it's holding up the price a little bit on some things that we would normally see. You guys know how it is in the farm toy world. You get new release, price goes up a little bit as demand goes up, then it cools, and then you can usually get the tractor at a little bit of a discount. And that's almost always the case, except for the last year or so here, with all the nonsense we've been dealing with. And that's not nonsense, that's not the word I wanted to use, but all the silliness that we've been dealing with, it's kind of changed things a little bit for now. And things are going to get back to normal, and they're getting there, but they're just going to be a few bumps in the road until then. Well, now that I've done this, I'm almost liking this. So these are not going to be here. Dogtown Ag's a little bit too big for tanks of this size. We're obviously going to have to go with the big steel tanks to make that work. But these are just kind of placeholders for me to get an idea of what I want to do here. But I'm kind of liking the idea of these being recessed back a little bit from my edge, and then we can have a bit of a drive here and our fill up. Now, when I said these weren't done, the plan here is, and I'm just going to do some scratch building, is to build ladders and a walkway up here to access the top for filling, for checking things and all that. And then we'll have our pipe work come off and come down, and then down here will be our pumps, our little pump. I don't know, I want to call it a pump house, but that might be a little pump awning. You guys kind of know what I'm talking about. You got like a catwalk here with an awning, and then you can fill up your sprayers, you can fill up your trucks, whatever is going on. That's where. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. And initially, when I actually sat down here today, and this is part of the reason I'm doing this today in live, and also to get your guys' opinion, is originally I thought I'd have all that on this side. But now I'm kind of liking the idea of having that here. I think we've got plenty of room over here still, that we've got a lane to get trucks and tractors in and out and combines or whatever we need. But we can still have our bulk fill for everything right here. So I'm kind of I'm not saying that's settled, but it's kind of settled, I think. That might be where that ends up. What do you guys think? Oh, nice. 3 aisles of toys at a hardware. That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be really cool. That's fantastic. Do I have a 535 quad track? I don't know if I have a 535 specifically. I've got a 500, a 550, and then I've got the 600 models, the 620s, the 640s. I don't know if I've got a 535. I'd have to go looking. It's possible though, because I am a quad track fan, and I try to collect. I try to collect quad tracks the best I can. So I'm from South Africa. Wow. How can I buy toys from you? Well, sir, I'll have to look into that because I don't know the answer to that, to be honest with you. But I am not opposed to shipping overseas. I ship to Australia and Canada. So I think the thing is maybe like shoot me an email or something for the love of tractors at gmail.com and let me look into it. That's the best thing I can tell you. Um, I'll I'll go to my post office and I'll see what they say. Because like I said, I'm I'm more than happy to ship wherever as long as you're willing to wait. Like Australia sometimes takes 30 days to get a package from me, which is crazy. Although to be fair, Missouri takes 30 days sometimes to get a package from me, the way the mail is right now. But uh, yeah, things get interesting when you ship internationally. What's the best place to shop for farm toys? Farm Toy Show, if you can go to it. Just you're supporting your small time dealers, your all that. That's the best. Now I realize that's not an option for everybody, and that's totally cool. If you need to shop, if you want to shop in person, your local implement dealer, John Deere, New Holland, Case IH, they all have some toys to some extent, or usually they do. Not every dealer, but a lot of them do. Um, Farm and Home, Orscheln's, Farm and Fleet, Tractor Supply, those all generally carry some toys. You're going to pay a little bit more at those places. Typically, all those places are going to be charging you full on retail price, full on like MSRP or whatever. Where, if you go to a toy show or something like that, you're going to get closer to market value on toys. If you want to shop online, I mean, for the love of tractors.com, we do have some stuff. I really hope in the future that we have a lot more stuff online. There's about 15 steps that have to go in front of that, but we're trying. And then our good friends at B&B Farm Toys, might check them out. Barry and Brian, you can Google search B&B Farm Toys. I think it's bnbfarmtoys.net. Off the top of my head, I'm blanking, but great, fantastic, awesome guys. Our buddy Colin Nepper, Farm Toys for Fun, definitely check him out. You've got Outback Toys, obviously, is kind of some of the big guys in the industry. They have a great website. They keep it up to date. They're always good to deal with. Oh, I'm trying to think of who else. Angotti Farm Toys. If you want to look for some more custom stuff, they've got a website. Yeah, I try to kind of spread the love to the people I know versus sending somebody to Outback or whatever. And it's nothing against Outback. I get things from Outback all the time, but it's I just want to support the guy that's like me in this hobby that's just trying to make a go of it, trying to have some fun and make this hobby a little bit of a business or whatever. So that's why I tell people my good friends at B&B and Colin Nepper at Farm Toys for Fun, folks like that. Those are who I try to buy from first, always. He's the 164 store. That's my buddy Josh Osborne. Absolutely. Check out Josh. I can't believe I forgot him. I just talked to him 2 days ago. Yeah, the 164 store. 164 store carries a lot of our parts, supply, items for your display, things like that. They carry a lot of our things. So of course we want you to shop with them. And Josh is a super guy, so you definitely want to hit up somebody like that if you're in the market for farm toys. Yeah, thanks CW. Thank you for bringing that up. I don't know why Josh slipped my mind there, but he did, and I'm gonna see Josh here in a month, and that's always a good time. We always have fun. He'll be up at the Dubuque show with us, and I'm sure he's doing national too. Um, well, I guess I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I bet he is. Um, I guess I should ask him. And he always gets some of my money at a show because he's always got something I've got to have. He's a really cool selection of stuff, and he really kind of has got that 64 scale market figured out. And I mean, he's always hunting for really neat stuff, whether it's even older things or newer stuff, and it's pretty cool. I enjoy getting to look through what he's got. Oh, that'd be great, Fricky. I really appreciate that. Like I said, we'll figure out something. You may have to give me a few days to get it sorted out with the post office or whatever. But we can come up with something for you. I promise. Or I'll sure try anyway. Oh, thank you, Ralph. Appreciate it. I'm trying to get there. It's still a little bit messy right now, but I have made some really solid progress in this last month or so. It's kind of slow, steady progress, but I am really enjoying where this layout is ending up, and some things are ending up way better than I thought they would even. And I think by the time I get it all done, uh, I mean, as done as I'm ever going to get it. There's always going to be changes and additions and things like that. But I think by this winter time, when I'm ready to start, hopefully doing display journals and actually getting the story going here on Dogtown, that this thing's really going to be something neat that I hope people enjoy seeing. I've really enjoyed making it. I've really enjoyed kind of having you guys follow along and asking questions and things like that along the way. It's really been a fun experience with this one. I mean, I always love building layouts, but this one, especially when we kind of almost out of the blue decided to do decided to add the Dogtown Ag portion. We were going to do that eventually, but that kind of happened quickly this year. I don't know. It just things got really interesting because it gave it a whole new dynamic, and I don't know. It's just been fun. So I appreciate you guys watching and all that. So I found some metal things that go on the bottom of laptop keys that would work perfect for handrails. I bet that would. That's interesting. Yeah, those little. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'd give them a shot. What the heck? So the Ford F-350 pickup truck. So are you going to use it as like, is it a farm truck? Is it a show truck? Is it a service truck? Um, so those are things I kind of, I think about when I'm gonna make a custom truck. Actually, oh, I just took those upstairs. Actually, knocked out a couple custom trucks earlier today, but both of those were service truck variety. Um, I mean, they were just pickup trucks with flatbeds and then welders and things like that on them. So service, okay. So um, for sure, I would do like, if you can change the bed out on it, that's cool. If not, that's all right too. Maybe put an air compressor back there, hose reel, welder, things like that, generator. Add some just stuff to the back of it. Every service truck's got some hose or wire or something in the back of it. It seems like coiled up. So just little things like that add really nice little details to your model, your custom. And if you end up doing like a farm or a truck layout or something like that, I think that really adds to those as well. All right, this happened way quicker than I thought. I thought I'd be waffling back and forth on what to do here. Yeah, fuel's going here. I'm pretty sure. And then we're gonna get. Let me put one of him. We're gonna get a big steel tank there. So I'm trying to decide, and then I'm gonna have a tall boy of this, and possibly two. I want to make another size of these someday. That's about half this size. It's kind of on my agenda, but I just haven't got to it yet. Yeah, I'm thinking. So this guy can come up here, and then maybe we have another one behind him, or maybe the big guy goes back here, and then we'll just for reasons we'll use this as our front small tank here. And then, I don't know, maybe we have a couple of these big poly tanks. Maybe these are, I don't know for sure what, but we'll have a couple big poly tanks here or something like that. And then, like I said, we need to build a catwalk here, which that's going to come down the road. And did you bring me a truck? Oh, here's what I just finished up as far as the service truck goes. Um, just a little. This is just a really cool little on-farm service truck that is pretty simple. Everything you see here, we've got for sale. Our toolboxes, vise. We've got this new box that my buddy Kyle made, and then this really awesome welder. Um, I think I got to put more of these on the website, so don't quote me on that right now, but we do have those. And then these I just made out of Kynar wiring, which you can get at like hardware stores or places like that. Or if you don't have Kynar, you can use magic stretch cord or even paper clips and things of that nature. So just kind of neat little antennas to put on there. And then I made just a little custom exhaust out of a plastic piece of tubing that I painted up silver. And I decided on this one because I saw a truck the other day where they had their exhaust pretty much like facing straight down. And so I decided, well, what the heck, I'm going to do that on this truck. A lot of times, I'll face them out, obviously, like most people do, but I don't know. Like I said, I saw a truck the other day that had it like that, so I thought, well, we'll just do something different. We'll have that exhaust facing straight down. So that's a real simple custom. Turns out pretty neat. And then here's kind of an example of what I was talking about, doing one where you've got some stuff in the bed. So I've got a small air compressor here and then a hose reel. So, you need to air up tires or blow something off, use a air tool or something out in the field. You never know. And then I just took some small wire. You could use thread, you can use wire, whatever you got. Coiled that up, and I just glued that down so that it looks like there's some wire in the bed there. And then that's one of our coolers and one of our buckets. So it's a simple custom. Obviously, could have switched wheels and tires and all sorts of stuff like that if you really want to kind of go crazy with one of these. But I don't know that you need to have a nice little truck. And I think this is a nice little truck here. This is one of the new Ertl Silverados that they brought out here in the last year or so. Hence the black cab glass. But we used to hate black cab glass, but now everybody tints their windows on their truck anyway. So you might as well have the black cab glass at this point, huh? So anyway, I will say this would benefit from a nicer set of wheels and tires for sure. That would really dress this truck up a lot. But I think it's pretty cool the way it is without adding another 10, 15 bucks in wheels or whatever it take to do a custom wheel set on this truck. So anyway. Oh, old tires in the back of the truck. Great idea. Yeah, absolutely. Throw some old junky tires you got or something back there. Even if you got like a small older tractor tire or something like that. Yeah, that stuff looks awesome. It really dresses up a truck. We could you could even do something even on like this flatbed like this. I mean, if you were gonna put it on your display or whatever, you'd want to mount this with glue or something like that. But you can just put a tire back there, and now you've got something that's just a tiny bit different than what it was a little bit, and something that most people probably aren't going to have. So I don't know, that's the thing with trucks. And then of course, guys, swap the undercarriages out like you saw in that custom Ram over there. Raise them, lower them, just maybe small lifts where you can put big wheels on them, all sorts of things. I mean, that's up to your imagination and budget and all that. So seeing this reminds me, I've got to get some of these ordered from Adam Sunken at Mini Toy Truck and Tractor. That way he can bring them to National. And I can pick them up. Yeah. Meant to do that about 2 months ago, and I forgot. Those are awesome. Those are you might have saw the video I did on. These are his new implement tires. Yeah, these are fantastic. I'm going to be using these on everything. Pretty much. These are going to look amazing on my Landauls and now this is a kind of a little bit different project, but I mean, this is just going to look awesome on all this stuff. So I'm super excited, and I wish if they were just I don't know. They may work on my buggies actually. I don't know. They kind of do, don't they? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So I don't know. We may end up ultimately switching all these buggies to using Adams tires as well. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. All right. So now let's think here for a second. Let's just kind of check our distances. I think I'm almost debating on just sliding these tanks back about another inch or so. Which 1 inch in 64 scale is 64 inches in the real world. But I'm just thinking if I could give myself just that much more room, now that, I've already drawn my line out and everything. This is why I just don't rush into putting something down, because I think on it, I talk about it, then we end up with what we end up with. And yeah, I think that's better. And here's why I'm saying that. So if our fueling station's right here, and we got a big old combine here with a 16 row corn head. Ooh, that's still tight. Of course, the corn head will fold. So maybe that's not my best example. Maybe I need to find something that's wide, but also not, 16 rows wide. What if we did our trident here? Let's see, now that's kind of that seems better. So now we've got room for our walkway here and our all of that we need. I think that's the ticket here. So what I'd like to do is this will all be concrete, and then of course you'll have your safety berm that I think EPA or whoever requires you to have now. So that'll be here, kind of up to this line. We'll have our catwalk and all of that. And then we're going to have a swath of gravel here. And then just to kind of edge that and make it just look like it doesn't fall off the face of the earth, maybe I'll just put just a small strip of static grass right through here. Maybe like a pinky finger wide, just to give it that look, I think. Just to give it a little something extra. And this project's going to take quite a while because one, I've got to build all of that scaffolding and all that, but two, I've got to build all the pipe network in here, and I just basically plan to use brass tubing to do that. So, and I've got a little pipe bender and all that sort of thing. So we'll just see how that works out in the long run. But I think it'll be cool. Hopefully, we can have it ready for spraying season next year. How about that? What is the rarest tractor in my collection? So I have two. I have two very well. Okay, I have several, but the rarest 64 scale I have, uh, I keep in my office. It's an Alice Chalmer, and it's like a 70, 45 or whatever. And it was a mistake by Ertl, and it has a white decal when it's supposed to not. And according to an article um, that I read, Jason Dalton, who he knows rare tractors, says it's probably one of the rarest 64th tractors. And he doesn't know how many there are, but there are very, very, very few of them. So probably 64 scale. That's probably the rarest tractor I've got. In 1/16 scale, I would certainly say it's one of my Moore's MOHR. They used to make tractors back in the late 80s, early 90s. Massey Ferguson 97 with front wheel assist. Those are super rare. I can probably count on at least both of my hands, but probably one of my hands, how many times I've ever seen one of those up for sale. And two of those times I bought it. So I have two of them. And then um, one of them I customized with duals. So that's probably even rarer at that point. Those are 1/16 scale. So those are probably the two rarest, or those are probably the rarest tractors I would have. I would think. Unless you count something I've built myself, scratch built Steigers or something like that, then obviously, I've got some one of one situations there, but I don't know if it counts if you do it yourself. Got a 7R 339R 549R X590 yesterday. Very nice, yeah. So, I mean, the answer definitely is they are more valuable left in the box. But I I always take my stuff out of the box because honestly the value's not that big of a difference. I mean it can be. Don't get me wrong. But for me, the fun of toys, farm toys to me, is getting something out, rolling it around, looking it over, checking out the details on the bottom, the back, all that sort of thing, folding, unfolding, all that sort of thing is what I love about farm toys. I love that tactile feel and all that. And then plus when I'm looking at something like this, ideas start flowing for custom ideas and things like that. So I mean that's just me. There are guys I know guys that will never take a tractor out of the package. They put it on a shelf, they hang it up, they look at it, they enjoy it that way. And if that's your thing, that's awesome too. That's a really cool thing about this hobby is there's a lot of different ways to enjoy it. So yeah, I definitely have to do the no smoking signs and hazmat placards. That's a great idea. Those are little details like that that just absolutely take things over the top on a display. How'd I end up with the AC? I have a 64 scale John Deere sprayer that has one of the spray arms down, and it came from the factory like that. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, there's some interesting factory mistakes out there in the world. I have a, um, oh my gosh, why am I blank on it? I have a John Deere combine that is a factory mistake, and the package is wrong. It says it's an STS combine, but it's not. It's an old Walker combine. It's like a 9610 STS, which is not a real thing. So that's kind of interesting. And I just saw that one day. I was at Farm and Home, and they had them on the shelf, and I'm like, oh, yoink, I'll take that. So that was kind of fun. Um, I don't know. Anyway, um, do you have a 116 deal with loader? I do. I've got several 4020s and 116 scale. 4020 is one of my favorite tractors. So, of course, I say that about every tractor, but I do love 4020. Yeah, so I've got a 4020 with a loader. I've got a 4020 without. I've got a 4020 precision. I'm converting to a 4020 gas right now, so that'll be kind of cool when it's done. I just do a kind of all sorts of little custom stuff like that with those when I can get them. So how'd I end up with the AC? So that's kind of an interesting story. So a buddy of mine is a big AC collector, and I mean he's a farm toy collector in general, but he really loves AC. And so he was wanting a tractor that I have that I built, and I it was kind of a long build and kind of a pain to build, and so I didn't particularly want to give it up. I was kind of being stingy with it. And so I finally said to him, like he'd kind of, asked me enough. I said, okay, you come up with something, really interesting and really special, and we'll think about it. So he says, I have just that piece. And so I knew the tractor existed. I knew he had the tractor. Like I said, I had read an article about that tractor. I believe it was in the Toy Farmer. Um, and so when he said, "Okay, how about this? One of the rarest 64 scale toys to exist." And I said, yeah, "Okay, we'll trade." So so I actually got that in a trade, believe it or not. On my way home from playing around a golf. Nice, Kyle. Sounds fun. Probably a good day for that today. I imagine it's not too hot up where you guys are at. It was really beautiful here this morning, and now it is blazing hot outside. So we're in for a hot week, I think. But yeah, that's great. Hope you're having a good day. Do you have a blue Ford Jubilee and an eight? I do have an 8 in, but I do not have one of the blue ones. But yeah, I do have an 8 in. All right, waffles. Have a good dinner. The rivet's still in place makes me wonder. Yeah, there may be others out there. There may be. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. It's really interesting like that. The little oddities that pop up over the years from Ertl that you find. I got to figure out a way to make these guys stand up. Somebody once told me that you could kind of like glue a straight pin to them, and you can stick them in your foam and make them stand up. That may be what I do. I don't know. Does anybody get any suggestions on how to make guys stand up? So this is, by the way, this is our newest guy. I'm only going to have a few of these at National, but we will have men at National. I'm working on getting hopefully several of these different positions and different characters put together. That way I can use them around my model farm. And anyway, we'll sell some too while we're doing it. But I don't know. I think he turned out pretty good. I'm not great at painting details on a figure, but and I kind of think I need to find a different color for the skin color because he looks sick. But come up with something there. All right. Yeah. Any questions? I don't know that Elmer's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Elmer's will hold or dry quick enough, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not real sure. Yeah, I agree, Ralph. I think that's what I love about 164 scale as well. It's just this great compromise between size and detail. And I mean, I'm sure as you know now that you can pack a whole lot of detail in a 164 scale model. And but you can have if you look at my Dogtown Ag display here, this that what we're looking at here, this is 4x4. That's not a huge space to take up. Yet I can pack a really neat little display in this 4x4 area. So I think it's cool, and I think I think displays and stuff are really going to help push this hobby forward more than they already do. I mean, obviously, farm toy displays have been a thing forever at this point, but I know a lot of FFA chapters are really getting into building farm toy displays, and I know a lot of shows are adding the farm toy display element. There's obviously guys like myself that are out here trying to make parts for your farm toy displays, just trying to kind of spread this hobby out a little bit and uh, kind of get more people involved because if you're like me, you can't be one of those guys going out and collecting three, four, $500 tractors all the time. And but you know what? You might be able to grab yourself a couple $20 or tractors and $100 worth of scenic making parts and make yourself a neat little display out of it, right? And that's cool and kind of fun and gets the creativity going. So got an Oliver 1/16, 1850. Can you tell me more about it? First one you've seen. So do you know who made that? Is it a spec cast? Um, I believe Ertl did an 1850 back in the day as well. Um, so yeah, it's gonna kind of, I mean, it could be custom. There is also some pretty seriously awesome scratch built 1850s out there that I've seen. If it's a spec cast 1850, um, they're holding their value reasonably well. They're a really nice tractor and lots of detail. I really like what SpecCast does in that 1/16th scale line. I think they've found a really good compromise between um, price and detail there. So Woodland Scenic Accent Glue. All right, there we go. That's what I'll have to check. It's an Ertl. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what you use, Chris. Okay, awesome. That's what I'll have to get then. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. That'll be cool. Yeah, I've always because it's just something I've always struggled with is getting my guys to stand or to stay up, and so I've just struggled with that, and it was time to ask. It's an Ertl, yeah. So those Ertl 1850s, those are nice tractors too. They're pretty rugged. They're pretty beefy. So yeah, those are definitely collectible. I love that series of Oliver, that muscle tractor era Oliver, just super cool tractors. So I'm working on. So here's, I don't know if Kyle's still here or not. Here's Kyle's smaller Bobcat I did. I have the bigger one as well, and it is going to make its debut later this week. This will be in the same video too. But obviously, we're going to have a little construction here on Dogtown, and so we need a Bobcat, right, to get some of that construction done. So um, a Bobcat or two, and so that's anyway. Gonna do that. That's gonna be fun. I'm trying to get more of a story going here on the displays. I think it seems like you guys really enjoy that. It seems like those get really good views, which is cool. That always makes you feel good when you get some good views and things like that. Also gets the comments going, so that's cool too. So anyway, gonna try to get another chapter out here on the Dogtown Ag story. You can move it around without reapplying glue. It will mess up your scenery. That's what we want. That's awesome. How would I go about customizing an Ertl Bobcat skid steer? Funny enough, got an Ertl Bobcat skid steer sitting right here. So, that's a great question. Um, if you could find some nicer looking wheels and tires, I think that would be cool. Not that these are bad, but they're not great. How about hydraulic lines? I know there wouldn't be much, but you could definitely run hydraulic lines. I assume I haven't been around one of these too much. I assume the lines run up inside the frame and then come out to the cylinders, probably. But you could always do that. You could just run some hydraulic lines there. And weathering is also something you could do to this. Dirty it up. Get some dirt. Get some weathering powder if you don't want to use dirt, or if you want to, just get creative. Go for it. Um, these obviously are going to get dirty. I would do like maybe some grease look here. If you can get like Nuln oil, that works really good for making things look greasy and oily. If not, you can always mix you up a wash using some black art paint and water, and kind of get the same effect. Um, yeah, I don't know, stuff like that's kind of what I think of on something like this, because you've got. I guess you could really, if you wanted to, you could clip these cast-in handrails off, and you can put some handrails on it. That's certainly possible. I don't know if there's. Boy, it'd be tricky to do lights. This one does have lights, like the LEDs built into the cage, but I don't know. There's just little things like that. What I do when I'm going to customize something, especially for the first time, is I find a bunch of pictures online. I look at the pictures and I look at the toy, and I say, all right, what's different between these two? And then that's generally where I start. Now I can't see in this cab too well, but I don't know if there's joysticks in there or not. But you could always do something. You could always put in joysticks or something as well. I don't know. Like I said, it's it's got potential. I do like this a lot. Is that my fertilizer set up at the right? So we're more or less. Now, some of the tanks are going to be different. There's going to be some difference here, but we're just trying to lay that out. If you're just joining us, we're just kind of figuring out where everything's going to go here, and how it's going to end up. I think we've got our placement, to be honest with you, and so now it's just going to come down to getting the job done. That would be really cool, actually. Yeah, just to make that track. That would be pretty cool. That'd be a really neat little custom there, Malachi. Yeah, I got to remember this Woodland Scenics. Yeah, I got to remember this stuff. we'll be going to a model train store next weekend. It's a small one, but they have all sorts of. They usually have something I want there. How about that? It's a small little show in Hannibal, Missouri, of all places. Or a small little shop in Hannibal, Missouri, um, of all places. Mark Twain's hometown. But we're gonna be over there for the weekend, just enjoying the weekend, and I'll see if they've got some of that because they very well could. That's where I got all my water supplies and things like that. Because like I said, I always try to kind of support the little guys if I can. All right, I'm pretty excited about this the way we got this laid out here, guys. I think we're on to something. I'm gonna have to move a little bit of gravel that I did lay down, but not very much. So all right. Well, if I got anything else fun here to show you guys, probably do. Let's see. Wheel loader will look good over here in some pictures. Don't know why we need a wheel loader necessarily over by the Kim tanks, but that'll be fun. At some point, I'm going to have to do some dry storage, but I feel like the dry storage is going to have to go on the back side of the Dogtown shop, so kind of off this direction, and that's where I know my hopper bins are going to be. So it kind of makes sense to have the dry storage over there too. Um, Eventually, I want to where my dry storage is and those hopper bins. I want to have conveyors and things like that set up. So it'll almost be a shame that it's on the backside because I don't know how much that's going to get seen back there, but I think it'll still be worth doing and look cool. I showed off the small Bobcat, Kyle. The big Bobcat with the tracks is making its debut this week on the model farm. So it'll be in the next kind of the next installment of the Dogtown Ag series, and that's when it gets its world debut. So I'm looking forward to it. Everybody's gonna love it. It's gonna be cool. Um, it turned out really good. I was very happy with it. I was debating, but I don't know. I don't have Kyle's mad stop motion skills. I was actually debating on trying my first stop motion this week with the Bobcat, but um, yeah, I don't think I have the patience right now for that. Oh yeah. Oh, that 6 row planner. So Kyle and Landon are teaming up for this awesome 6 row planter. Kyle has done all the design work and stuff like that. I guess Landon's gonna build those out. It sounds like is that the plan? And yeah, I'm unbelievably excited to have an IH 6 row planter. That's gonna be amazing. Oh, the white planter is done, and it'll show up on Dogtown pretty quick here, um, because it's gonna come in. The idea is it's gonna come in the winter time, and then the farm's gonna go over it, and then it's gonna plant this spring. But yeah, the white planter is ready to roll. Um, that is a that's like a 20-year goal finished off. I've wanted one of those white planters since I didn't even know forever, since I was really young, and so thankfully Kyle did the design work on that, and it's gonna be awesome. Looking for a Steiger ST470 Series 3 without windows in it. I mean, you can always take the windows out. That's no problem. I don't have a Series 3 here, do I? I got it's a Series 2. That's also a series too. So yeah, I don't have any. Yeah, I just got. You guys know I always have just random Steigers laying around, of course. But if you want to take the if you wanted to take the cab glass off of these, I think just pop off. If I remember correctly. Yep. So that pops off. Then unscrew this, and your hood pops off. If I had a small Phillips screwdriver, I'd do that real quick for you, but I don't. Um, Let me think here. Step two. I do think you have to take your wheels and tires off, which are going to require a little bit of heat, and then you can probably just pull those off. It seems like, yeah, it seems like I'm not going to be able to show it to you. There is actually, these Series 2s may be riveted, but I think the Series, I don't know. I think these Series 2s, there's a rivet right there behind this wheel. Drill that out, and then there's another one up here under the hood. Drill that out. Your two halves are going to come apart. You can just yank that cab glass right out, no problem. And then to put it all back together, you can either screw it or glue it or whatever you want to do, um, as far as that goes. But super easy to do. Probably take you, I don't know, 5 minutes to take one of those apart. All right, 5 minute warning, says my wife, um, the first lady of tractors. So, any questions? Fire away, guys. I'll answer the best I can right now. You are Landon, aren't you? How's it going, Landon? Oh, gosh, I saw that picture you posted of the Ford that you did with your detail parts on it. That Ford four-wheel drive. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with that tractor. I definitely, we gotta get together and figure out what I need to send you, money wise, to get some of those kits for sure. Because I got some versatiles that need those parts for sure. They look awesome. Probably. If not, just send me a Facebook message. Actually, that works too. Whatever works for you. Am I gonna do a review on the John Deere harvest sets? Possibly, probably, if I get one, which I plan to do a review on it. But it may be national before I get my hands on one. I had planned to go and pick up a bunch of stuff, a bunch of new stuff that I can do reviews on and things like that. But it's just been a weird month or two here, and so I get a lot of my things from B&B Farm Toys. They live on the other side of the state from me. It's like about a 2.5, 3 hour drive probably, which isn't that big a deal to go pick up a bunch of farm toys. But I just have not been able to make it over there, unfortunately. And now we're getting into harvest, and I just know it's going to be hectic here for them and for me both, to try and get anything done. So I'm just kind of planning on, um, probably not getting anything until Dyersville at this point, Dyersville Dubuque. So does John Deere make a 5075E? I don't, or does Ertl, I'm sorry, make a John Deere 5075E? I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. Could you do a small high school facade so you could recreate drive your tractor to school day? That'd be kind of neat. That'd be a fun little mini display. I don't know. I'm not ruling that out someday. Never know. Oh, I understand, Kyle. I feel your pain. It will, yeah. Printer problems will make you want to pull your hair out. I trust me. I know. I thought I was going to have so many more new parts done for National this year, and it's just been one printer issue after another, and it's just like holy cow. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have some new stuff, but um, it's not gonna be what I'd hoped for sure. Already gone bald. Still haven't figured out my Ender Series 3. Yep, I got one of those too. Yep. Honestly, the best thing I did was to end up getting a CR6 or 5, whatever I have, because it has the auto bed leveling, and that solved almost all the issues with the Ender 3 that I had because I could not get that bed to level to save my life. Um, I mean, I still use the Ender 3. I got it now that it's kind of honed in and whatever, it works. But actually, in fact, I think maybe this printed on the Ender 3. I'm not gonna swear to it though. But all right, guys, it's 5. I have adulting to do. So I'm gonna have to get going. Got done combining last week. Nice. That's awesome. So, well, yeah, Landon. Sounds like Landon might be ready to sell you his. So, all right, guys. Like I said, I got some stuff I got to get done tonight, unfortunately. But thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I think we got something settled here as far as the fuel and chem tank situation. So that's super cool. And stay tuned for some videos this week. Got something pretty neat gonna debut about the middle of the week from Kyle there. And yeah, who knows what else we'll come up with to do a video on this week as the week goes along. So anyway, guys, yeah, adulting stinks always. It's not fun. Farm toys are fun. See you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Have yourselves an awesome day and happy tractor hunting.